Take notes. Learn from Walter and Myron. Do not do this. When you secure the bag, do not try to act cool and think you are the boss. No, you have a daddy. YouTube is your daddy. YouTube tells you what to do. YouTube does the stepping. I don't know where they got this type of idea of like, oh, I'm not an employee. I'm not stepping in and clocking in on the YouTube AdSense clock week over week. Bro, they got too big for their bridges. Like, you can't do these types of things because I'm going to continue to put up video after video to kick their back in. What's good? What's good? We are back in the stew. This is the Furious Robinson podcast. I'm your host, Furious, your curator of conversation, wordsmith aficionado, voted most likely to have an amazing first date. And I'm here to dabble in the dark arts. What is going on with the Fresh and Fit characters? They essentially went ahead and got themselves demonetized. What is going on in the space? And if you're here, if you're back, shout out to you. Hit the like button, drop a comment, subscribe, do all the cool things that you do for other YouTubers. Don't box yourself in. Don't let the algorithms box you in. But back to facades and phonies. Yo, the space is different now. You can't do whatever you want to do and not take any accountability for it. That's my biggest kind of gripe in this whole situation. These boys are like, we don't know what we did. We don't know what we did. What did we do? We're talking to YouTube. We're working it out. There's nothing to work out. You went ahead and played yourself. When Khaled was saying, yo, don't play yourself, this is what he meant. This is a masterclass in digging your own grave. This is a masterclass in walking yourself off a cliff. Bro, why did y'all feel the need to do and have so many different types of antics on your podcast? Like, if your podcast and your channel was based around helping young men, what does it do to bring on people that's randomly saying the N-word as a joke? To be randomly putting on KKK masks and continuing to bring in these random women with not the best education and not the best mindset to dunk on week over week. To me, it made no sense. And I stopped watching after a while. I was like, oh, this is a sideshow. These guys are playing caricatures of themselves. Like, they're really playing roles. Because the Fresh dude never talks. He has literally no opinions. He might have 3 to 5 opinions ever. And then the Myron dude, he's carrying this entire podcast on his back, but he's the one running it into the ground. Because, yo, y'all boys can't lack accountability and think YouTube is going to give you whatever you want. Because if Sprite came to YouTube tomorrow, the Super Bowl, any brand, and they start to look through and see what's going on in the space, and they see y'all boys wearing KKK masks, throwing up Hitler signs, they're going to be like, what's going on here? And I'm going to really get into it because this to me was odd behavior. The fact that they were crying, the fact that they're just like, oh, I don't know what's going on. This to me is grade A loser beta activity. It is. Like, yo, men are going to figure it out. Kings are going to figure it out. Anyone of common sense and logical mind is going to figure it out. But the fact that they're crying like, you guys, we helped you. Now you have to help us. We helped you to get your girl to make you a sandwich. We helped you to fix your credit. What? Like, bro, you don't care. Just say you don't care if you don't got to fake care.
And we got a very important announcement for you guys.
It won't be the same, bro.
Yeah. The channel has been kicked off the YouTube partner program. Just keep it straight with
If you look right now, you can't even super chat or
you can't even super chat right now.
Yep.
So this is the beginning of the end of this era.
We're working with YouTube to try to come to a middle ground and, work together and figure this out. But for now,
we don't even know why.
We don't know the specific reason. When you guys send me your DMs and say, yo, you saved my life. Yo, you send me a picture of your credit score. Yo, my girl is making sandwiches now, or whatever it is, right? We've helped a lot of you guys from yourselves from making a really bad decision. What I'm asking you guys is, just like we've saved you guys, we need you guys to save us. We need you guys to support us.
Wherever we go. Fresh&Fit, you guys saved my life. Yo, you changed my entire life. I'm now happy because I was so depressed.
Guys, it's gotten to the point now where even where we shoot the location doesn't want us to stay here.
Yeah.
I didn't want to fucking have to say that shit. I really didn't want to have to admit that. Dude, there is a matrix, man. Like, people don't want you guys to get this message. Dude. I love doing this. I'd be lying to you guys if I didn't say I didn't love doing this. I left a job that I truly loved to do this, right? Because I shouldn't be admitting this, but saving children, right? That was great, but saving you guys is better.
This is crazy to me. Myron and Walter, stop playing around. You play kid games, you get kid prizes. You play stupid games, you get stupid prizes. The Matrix? That's what y'all blaming this on? The Matrix? Y'all boys are lost in the sauce, because if you telling me, and I don't even want to look up their social blade, but maybe I'll put it on the screen. Yo, you're telling me you're making upwards of 8 to 9 figures on YouTube, and you guys are playing around like this? You guys are playing around with the bag like that? Y'all just fumbled a bag. So this goes to show all the young men that are following these guys, bruh, take notes. Learn from Walter and Myron. Do not do this. When you secure the bag, do not try to act cool and think you are the boss. No, you have a daddy. YouTube is your daddy. YouTube tells you what to do. YouTube does the stepping. I don't know where they got this type of idea of like, oh, I'm not an employee. I'm not stepping in and clocking in on the YouTube AdSense clock week over week. Bro, they got too big for their bridges. Like, you can't do these types of things, because I'm going to continue to put up video after video to kick their back in. And I'm going to have fun with it, because I always thought these guys were very odd in the space where you can tell these two young men do not really meet women or get women without money. If they don't have money and clout, they're not getting women. It's just a fact. Any other guy in the space could see this. The average guy who meets women, talks to women on the frequent, will get this, because everything they're telling men to do, women hate. Why, if I'm trying to meet a woman, a quality woman of any sort, would I be spewing this type of rhetoric? And a lot of men are going to say, oh, you're pandering. No, you have to meet women halfway. Bro, I would love a woman that's going to suck my, clean my house, cook for me, put me to bed, pick me up from the airport. Sure, but I still got to meet shorty halfway. Their rhetoric is, yo, you get everything you need. Once you make the money, you can cheat. Once you make the money, she makes the sandwiches or whatever they talking about. So to me, I'm like, yo, oh, these guys don't actually talk to women. Like, the women that they're talking to is essentially the women on their podcast. Very mentally drained, not as educated, don't know about finances, and really just there for your entertainment. So when I look at it like that, I'm like, they're tricking young men to just continue to be incels and hate women. That's not the end goal, guys. The end goal is to end up in the sheets with soft feet and pretty lips and nice hair. Like, that's the goal, ideally, and meet a good person on the back end. So you want a little bit of reciprocity. Y'all not going to get no reciprocity dealing and listening to this podcast every single week, because you're going to start saying this to women and they're going to look at you like you're corny, weird, and lame. But hey, I digress.
Controversial take. You know what? I'm going to fucking say it. More women need to get punched in the fucking face. And I'm going to tell you why. It would make the world a better place.
Why?
All right, before they clip this shit and put it out of context.
This is clipped already.
Yeah, they're going to clip. Yeah, whatever. But the reason why more women need to get punched in the face.
Come on, Myron. Take accountability for your actions. So you telling me if Victoria's Secret, L'Oreal, Skims, Lululemon, If you have not noticed the trend, I'm naming female and women brands. You think they're going to go on YouTube with dudes like you saying things like that? Does that make any sense to you? So that's why I'm saying these boys dug their own grave. Like, why do you think you can say whatever you like, whatever you please, and you just do the stepping? You're not doing the stepping. You answer to your YouTube daddy. And I'm not an advocate for seeing black men lose, essentially. Like, I would love for them to continue to win, but there's a certain time and point where you have to take your licks. You got to take this spanking. Everybody's not going to make it. Everyone doesn't have it, and everyone doesn't understand. So with that being said, yo, take your licking like a man. Don't say, oh, I didn't know why. I don't know why. I don't know what I did. I'm going to give you a couple of case in points. Women don't like you. They just don't. And I'm sure that was obvious to you, but yo, women make up half the population. If you incel dudes have not started to realize that we need women as much as they need us, you're not getting it. All this content is frying your brain, especially Fresh and Fit content that leans into a niche of creating more and more young men that hate women. So to me, I don't get it. If you want to punch women in the face, why are you giving advice to young men? Like, it doesn't make any sense to me. Like, why are you? It doesn't make any sense. If you really like women, why is your natural reaction to punch them in the face, to help them learn a lesson, or to help them understand one of your talking points? Bro, just relax. It's the internet. You don't have to change your whole entire mindset, because I'm sure you have a mom, a sister, cousins in your family that you got to look at. So they seeing you make all this wild ass content. They like, damn, this is crazy. So you essentially shitting on the people in your family. And sure, you can bypass that sometimes if it's for a greater good, but they're trying to make it seem like everything they were doing was great. No, buddy. You could be a serial killer and take your son to school in the same day. Yo, you can do two things at the same time. You know, you can go get your grandma some food from the grocery store, but then also cheat on your lady. You can do two things at the same time, guys. Like, let's not make it seem like these guys are amazing, they're of God, and they're just out here giving the Christianly word. Like, what are we talking about? So when I see things like this, I just don't understand it anymore. And you know women don't like them because I can give you continuous case in points.
That you warn guys about girls like me, so tell me about girls like me.
Just
Humor
women
me.
in general. Like, I mean,
Well, no, but no, don't women in general, because you literally specifically said before we got on here that you did say that you warn guys about girls like me. So now that we're face to face, what kind of girl am I?
You're not special. You're like other girls. That's the
I'm
key.
not special.
Like,
So-
you're like other women that are
So
like,
what makes you special then?
I never said I was.
What do you gain from telling girls that they're not special? How does that make you feel? I mean, I know everything is a joke, but I'm asking you a real question. So how does that make you feel? Because if I say you're a bitch ass nigga, that does something for me, right? If I insult you, or if I tell you you're not special, you're forgettable, what does that do for me? No, but that doesn't. But that's what I'm saying. No, but I'm saying, what if I call you? If I just say that again, you're forgettable. That's why I didn't want to do you guys' podcast. Forgettable. Hate the setup. The name is underwhelming. I didn't really see the value in it. Right? That's how I feel. Right. But so
Come on now, Brittany. Talk that talk. What are we saying here? Forgettable. Like, yo, women don't like you and it shows. If you're warning young men, and I get it. This is a thing in the space. There are women out here that are finessing men. There are women out here that are taking advantage of men. That's a fact. And we call those guys simps. They call them beta males, whatever the case may be. But these guys are using that tactic to then take these men and kind of create this manosphere in a sense where it's just like all male talking points. Everything is tailored to men. There's no leeway. There's no leverage for women. And it's just like that on the women's side. They do some of these same things as well. But I'm here to kick Fresh and Fit back in. So we going to leave women alone today. We going to let them rock out because they ain't do nothing in this situation. These guys went ahead and got demonetized for just essentially being lame. Like, you dug your own grave. If you got women avidly saying, yo, they don't like you, there should be some natural reaction to shift as a man and be like, this may not be it, but damn, YouTube said it. Like, YouTube is going to make you change. So yeah, now you have to essentially go ahead and go over to Rumble. Shout out to them, because they got their platform. You can do whatever you want over there. You can say whatever you want over there. You leaving the NBA, you go into the big three. Nah, not even. I'm not even going to talk about it, because the big three is lit. You leaving the NBA and you going to the N1 Street Volume Mixtape 98. Like, you going back. Like, you about to be going against Hot Sauce and the Professor, right? So I don't know what you have going on now. And this is where I like to say, like, yo, that business acumen has to come into play. If you were giving guys financial advice, if you were showing guys how to get their girlfriends to make sandwiches and build their credit and be great men and stay in the gym and all these grandiose things, it's now time to figure it out. What are you going to do now? Are you going to fold? Are you going to win? Are you going to step up and elevate? Because every man has gone through hardships. I like to say peaks and valleys, because you never really going to always be up and you never really always going to be down. Rain and sunshine, all right? And if you aren't familiar with these terms, you'll get it one day as you start to strive for greatness, start to figure things out, you'll learn. So these boys are taking a spanking, as I said. So it's like, yo, Myron and Walter, facade and phony, fresh and fit, as the world will call them. Yo, you have to take some accountability in this L. You can't be like, oh, I'm working with YouTube. I don't know what happened. I don't know what we did. You can't even super chat anymore. Bro, I've never heard Fresh have a clear thought. Just like a clear thought of transitional, like a transitional thought where he breaks down multiple points and then lands. Please send me a video. Please drop a comment with the link of where this man makes a great point and then lands. It's all like 2 seconds. I'm an alpha male. I'm alpha. Okay, guy, you got it. So to me, yeah, you can't have all these wild things on your podcast and think you just gonna get off. Right? You can't have all these different things and be like, oh, I'm going to continue to win in the space. It doesn't work like that. There's something called advertising. And if you didn't notice, YouTube runs off a partner program. They run off ad dollars. They run ads nonstop on your video. So yes, all the people sending super chats is great, but YouTube still needs their cut. And I'm sure they came to an understanding, because this is what I think really happened. YouTube was like, damn, we don't want to make our platform seem like we're cutting off free speech. So you can say whatever you like. You can continue to say these goofy things, even if you think they're a joke, even if you don't believe them. They're very hateful in nature, but go ahead, do your thing. We're going to pull that money from you. We're going to essentially pull that budget from under you. What are you going to do now? Are you going to sink or swim? So hopefully you guys saved your money. I don't think Fresh did, because he drops $250,000 on cars. But hey, hopefully things work out for you guys. This is what I don't understand. So trigger warning to anyone watching. They're going to say wild things in this next clip that I'm going to put up. I don't believe in any of the things they said in this video. And this video does not stand for anything I believe in. I'm just playing it for the context of how much these guys are weird to me. This is weird and confusing activity.
Want to call me racist? Cool, you fucking faggots.
Now,
let's fucking do it.
Hey guys, when we speak, everyone raise
No,
your hand.
no,
Raise
no,
your
no,
hand.
no, no, no.
Raise your hand.
No,
when
no,
you
no,
speak.
no, no, no.
So we take turns.
No, 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 Nick, no, no, not you.
No, kidding.
What the
I can't do it. Yeah.
Someone's already screenshotted that and put it on Twitter. God. Bro, I lost my YouTube already platforming you, man. Like, let me keep the Rumble for 5 seconds. Rumble.
He did. He started it. He did it. I'm getting blamed.
What I was gonna say. Is,
Fuck.
I had a big identity crisis when I started doing content instead of security work, because I was like, if I don't unleash my full politics, how do these Abba Preach guys not?
You boys have lost your goddamn minds. The fact that you think you can say all of that in a public forum, and even why would you don't even say that in private. I'm not even gonna put it out there like you should be saying things like that in private. But the fact that they put this on a public forum for the world to see, like nothing was gonna happen, is beyond me. I'm thoroughly confused. Like, this is the ultimate goofy award. This is the ultimate clown behavior award. Like, you can't even clap it up for that. These boys lost upwards of $200,000 to damn near $1 million this year just off of goofy videos. And they're hanging out with Pearl, who has no idea about history, slavery, or anything of the sorts. Nick Fuentes, who thinks black people are essentially dumber than white people. And Zerka, who's just like a random person in the space who just says whatever he wants and somehow thinks he's going to be on YouTube for the long haul as well. I don't get it. When these people play caricatures of themselves, I'm going to be here to call it out. Like, if you're a real human being who's going through real life, I don't know how you tap into this. I guess it's entertainment and you want to really dissolve yourself from your problems. Don't follow these folks. This is not the way to live. Thinking you can say, do, act, and move however you want in spaces that you do not own. These boys don't own YouTube. These boys don't have nothing to do with it. They're getting a check cut every month. So if you think like, oh, I'm going to step into a space and do whatever I want, learn the lesson, especially if you work in corporate. Learn the lesson early. Move accordingly and act accordingly because you're here for obviously a short time. How long was that run? How long was the Fresh and Fit run? 3 years maybe, tops? That's it? That's all you got? You only got 3 years? Cool. You secured a bag. Now what? Because now you have to pivot. Like now you have to actually figure out a viable business model. All that business knowledge, all those things you were teaching your followers and the people on your channel, your subs, let's see if it actually works. Yo, drop a comment. Let me know what you think. Are Fresh and Phony going to sink or swim? Do you think they're just playing a caricature? Are these boys acting? Did the money dry up? Did Fresh save any of his bread driving around? Did Fresh save any of his bread driving around the Rolls Royce Cullinan? I don't know. Hit the like button, drop a comment, and subscribe. This is the Furious Robinson Podcast. Tell a friend to tell a friend that we up.